Okay, what's up, YouTube? It's another D3 video. So just for all the YouTube tards from my last video, look, it's Inferno difficulty. Hey, I am playing in Inferno difficulty. So was my last video. That's all I have to say about that. Dumb YouTube people. Not my cool loyal subscribers though. You guys are great. I'm talking about that influx of Diablo people that didn't believe me, but they didn't know that things were hot fixed. So I'm going to join an Inferno game here, and I'm going to show you guys my DPS running build, I guess. So I definitely outgear this content, this Act 1 content. I've been doing Act 2 lately, but this is what I run through Act 1 when I'm, like, you know, mindlessly farming solo, etc. It's a pretty fast build for the monk, and it works pretty well. So it's kind of similar to my last tank build. I'm still using Fist of Thunder with Lightning Flash. I love that move. But I've got Cyclone Strike here with Eye of the Storm. Which gives you, you can do it for 30 spirit less. Lightning Flash, if you didn't see, is the dodge chance increase. Sweeping Wind with Blade Storm. Your only other real option with Sweeping Wind is Inner Storm, which gives you 3 spirit per second when it's at max stack count. So that's kind of a toss-up. If you want more spirit, then you'll go with that. I want more damage with this build, but there are builds where I use Inner Storm. But Master of Wind is basically pointless. The extra duration, it's nice, but it's going to drop off between packs anyway, so it doesn't matter. Firestorm, extra radius is worthless, and then Cyclone, the tornadoes that spawn are just too inconsistent. So for damage you want Blade Storm, for spirit you want Inner Storm. Dashing Strike with Quicksilver, because I know other people play without Dashing Strike, but personally I feel like I can't play this character without Dashing Strike, and much less Quicksilver, because I don't care about all this crap. I don't care about the stun, I don't want to get movement speed, I don't care about any of this. I just want to be able to dash as much as I can whenever I want. So 10 spirit, no cooldown obviously already on the move. That's I have to have that. Mantra of Evasion with Backlash. So this is basically where a lot of the damage comes. That and Sweeping Wind. Mantra of Evasion, obviously, needless to say, gives you dodge, and then Backlash does weapon damage on not every dodge, but every other dodge or something like that. And then Serenity, because no one can play a monk without this ability. It's really dumb, but again, you only have really 2 choices. Peaceful Repose is the best one. You get a heal along with your 3-second immunity. Reap what is sown is worthless. It's damage. There's no reason you'd ever use that. It can't exceed 100% of your maximum life anyway. And if you look, like, my health is 4 to 3,000, and I can do that on like a crit of a normal attack anyway. So that's completely worthless. Don't ever use that. Tranquility is probably your only other good option. Well, I guess, or maybe Serenity, or Ascension rather. These are both okay. Tranquility gives your party 1 second of immunity as well, but honestly, if you're using that, it's going to be because there's like a frozen pack or something, and they're probably going to put up another frozen before your cooldown's up anyway, and it's only 1 second for them, so it's really not that good. They probably have their own immunity move anyway, so... And then Ascension, which this would probably be the only other real choice, but even still is not that good. You get an extra second for yourself, but that's not as good as a heal, especially in a build where you don't have Breath of Heaven. But even if you do have Breath of Heaven, this heal is still better. You go invincible, you get healed. It's the best one. Instant Karma, yeah, again, damage, worthless. One with everything to keep your reses up. Your resistance to all elements is equal to your highest elemental resistance, so it speaks for itself there. You can stack 1 res and really beef up your defenses. Transcendence is absolutely the best passive. You really should not be playing a monk without it. I would trade anything for this talent if I had to. One with everything, like, nothing compares. This is the best talent. Every time you spend spirit, you get life. Basically, that means, you know, if I put a mantra on, it's 50 spirit. So I think the math there is, I don't know, I'm terrible at math. What is that, like 3,500? I don't know. I'm so bad at math. Laugh at me in the comments. It's a lot of health, and it's really useful. And then... Dual wielding, yeah, extra dodge from Guardian's Path. So that's just part of this dodge build. So with that said, I'll show you my gear, hopefully quickly. And I still have some shit I need to sell, but whatever. My main hand sword is actually not my main sword. It's not my best sword, but it's just kind of one I found. Mostly I use it because it's fast. Just in case you're looking at this and wondering, 2.9% of damage dealt is converted to life is actually completely worthless. It's so nerfed in Inferno that it basically does nothing. So don't think that that's like an integral part of this build. It's not. Life on hit is very good. The flat number life on hit, that is not nerfed in Inferno, and that works very well, but the percentage is bad. This is actually my main sword. It's better, but I offhand it because it's slower. And you'll notice if you look at my damage, when I swap them, it's the same. So 22491, 22491. But what you will also see is that my attack speed goes up a lot. And that's because it calculates for 2 of your 3 attacks for your builders, like Lightning or Fist of Thunder. It calculates based on the speed of your main hand. So you'll watch when I attack here. So now it's calculating my offhand. Now it's calculating my main hand. So it basically just switches, but because you only have 3 hits, it means you want to get the majority of the hits, 2 out of the 3, because it's going 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You want to get the majority of the hits with a faster weapon so that you attack faster and get more spirit. So that's why this is in my main hand. But this weapon has some really crazy awesome stats. I just wish it were a little bit faster. Life on hit and life regeneration. Life regeneration is a really great stat. You'll see with the Templar here I have 708 life per second. Without the Templar in my tank build with a shield and mantra of healing, I have about 1,000 on my own. So that is a really good stat that a lot of people undervalue. It helps a lot. Life on hit is also very good, but specifically regenerate life per second is fantastic. Dex fight res. Dex fight res. Res stack here. So this is my over res. This is fire. So you see I've got a lot of resist all as well as some fire res, and with one with everything, that means I have 93 resistance to all from this ring. Same story here with my belt. Got some life on it. It's low dex. I do need to get some more dex on this belt, but what are you going to do? But again, double stack res for fire. These are not double stacked for fire, so this 37 cold res is basically worthless for me, but everything else about these bracers is pretty good, so I don't mind them. Tal's armor, there's no Vite and there's no dex on this, which at face value seems really bad, but it has attack speed, which is highly important, as well as all res and a lot of life per second. And you can find Tal's armors for like around 1 million at the time of this video, or even less. This one was like 900,000. And it's definitely worth the sacrifice of dex and Vite to get that little boost of attack speed, and if you can get, and it's all res, which is what you really care about, but also life per second, which is great. But mostly it's just an extra slot for the attack speed, so you don't have, it's not like this is an integral piece by any means. You could have a stat chest piece, and then maybe you could have rings that have attack speed, but my rings don't, because they have good stats, so I go with this. My gloves have no Vite on them either, but they do have a lot of res, a lot of dex, crit chance, and again, attack speed, because that is extremely important. Shoulders there, same story with the double stack res, 40 fire, 61 all, pretty decent life on them too. There's my helmet. This is mostly for crit and res stack, so it's low Vite, but I do have a star amethyst in there, so that helps a lot, even though the Vite stat is low. And then this is basically just because of attack speed. This is one of the pieces I do need to upgrade. It's got a lot of dex on it. I'd like to get some res though, in addition to the attack speed, but I do try and keep my attack speed over 2, and you'll see again when I switch off there it's 2.17, so on my secondary hit I'm barely over it. So that is my gear, and that is my spec, and now that I'm done rambling, let's go kill some shit. So the only thing that really gives me very much trouble with this build as I'm running through Act 1, and again I do use a tank spec for Act 2, so this is not my Act 2 spec. I would probably, well I mean I can do parts of Act 2, but I can't do it consistently like I can with the tank spec. And certainly not in a multiplayer game. But anyway, the only thing that usually gives me trouble in here is like, you know, certain really rare packs, like the big red brute guys. If they have like invulnerable minion or shielding, like they can be pretty annoying, and I might die to them if I get like caught in a corner or something. But pretty much everything else, I'm mostly invincible to. I attack fast, and it's a lot faster than any other build that I've used so far. Oh, here we go. This is a good example. So my Templar is going to attack these guys in the middle, but I'm not, because they're going to make this guy, this Dark Vessel. You'll see my dodge. My dodge chance killing them. They're going to make this Dark Vessel into a champion pack. Alright, rather just a single champion. And now I get a free Nephilim stack, because he's really easy to kill. So I'm just going to pull these guys in. And you'll see there that they're inside of my Sweeping Wind, and as I'm dodging attacks, it's exploding from Backlash. This does a lot of damage, and I find it to be better, personally, by a long shot, to be better than, like, using Conviction. Because you get the defense, you can dodge everything, and then you get a lot of damage from Backlash from all the dodging that you do. you'll see that I'll try and pull it up here when I attack again. So like right now my dodge chance is 50.2. So when I attack with Lightning Fury, it's 58, and if I over activate my aura, it actually goes to almost 65. So I can actually keep that up during, like, say, a boss fight and just have like a perpetual 65% dodge chance, as long as I have Spirit, which is pretty easy to keep up because Fist of Thunder attacks so fast. Oh hey, another elite pack. A single elite rather. So again, it's Dark Summoners. It's always 3 Dark Summoners and a Dark Vessel in the middle. It always looks exactly like this. So you do not want to kill these guys if you didn't know that. I'm just going to pull them in with my Cyclone Strike right in the middle there. Just blow everything up. Pull them in. Hold down left click, dodge everything, backlash everything. Everything dies. And if you noticed, I do have a decent amount of crit on my gear. 22.5. And while that's not super important, you know, it's certainly not integral to the build, it is really nice because it means that you get your Sweeping Wind stacks up really fast, because Sweeping Wind is dependent on critting to build stacks. So they build up a lot faster when you crit more often, obviously. So that definitely helps. And I'm kind of going back the way I came, so I'm going to come around here.
You are defeated.
Okay, and you might be tempted to think these are the guys that will spawn in elite, but they're not. Oh, there's a treasure goblin up there. I'm going to build up some Sweeping Wind stacks. Got 3, and let's go kill a treasure goblin. And you'll see that Dashing Strike is really awesome, because you can just perpetually root these little bastards so that they can never get away. And that's always really handy. Dashing Strike has no cooldown, and with the Quicksilver rune, you can spam it as much as you want. So it's good not only for mobility, but for really annoying mobs. It's also good, like in Act 2, the Sand Wasps. Those guys are so annoying, and you can just dash right through them. And the other thing Dashing Strike does that is really handy is that it puts you behind the mob. You see that it puts me behind them. So like during a boss fight, for instance, like the Butcher, if he's standing on top of the fire, and there's no fire behind him, you can just dash through. You don't even have to like run out of the way. For a lot of people, I'm sure that's they already know that. Oh, hey, here's an elite pack. So these guys are fire chained, so I'm going to try and pull them in so that they can't spread their fire chain. And I forgot to put my Sweeping Wind on. There we go. Just going to keep pulling them in so their fire chain doesn't spread around and hit me too much. And there they go. Again, yeah, this spec is really good if you don't have to like super outgear the content. I was actually doing this for a while when my gear was not as good as it is right now with this spec, and it was working pretty well. Like if you have like 400 or 500 all resist, like you don't have to have this much. Like you maybe even like 350 might work. You can probably pull this off because you have such a high dodge chance that you're not really going to get hit a whole lot. And when you do, you can always pop Serenity and just Sweeping Wind everything down. Again, this pull move is amazing. I used to like having 2 builders. I actually still wish I could, because I really love Crippling Wave. It's actually it's my favorite move in the game, pretty much, Crippling Wave. But I can't really use it anymore because we're too dependent on this interrupt with them taking away Boon of Protection. But the interrupt's really fun. You get to pull mobs around. Oh, here's the exit. And you see there I got 3 stacks in Nephilim Valor already, because I let them summon those guys. But anyway, the interrupt is just like really good because it just prevents a lot, like the big swings from those mobs with the maces. You can interrupt that, even if they're champion, like if they're blue or if they're blue packs or whatever, you can still get them.
Strike through me. Not enough spirit.
I'm gonna sell this crap. Terrible, 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 terrible. Okay, moving right along.
I am Scylla, once queen now.
And I don't know about you guys, but I always go to the top. I guess to the left is the direction. Kill these first, though. I find that there's always more prisoner remains up here. And that's probably not, you know, a real mathematically proven statement at all, but in my estimation. And yeah, what you saw there, like all those backlash explosions, is really freaking awesome. I guess I'm gonna go in down here. Whenever you have like a bunch of archers like that, you just dodge all their stuff, and then it makes backlash proc like 100 million times in a row, and just obliterate everything around you. It's pretty cool. Whoa, there was some lag there. Thank you. Thank you, Blizzard servers. So much fun. Love those big skeleton packs. There's an elite pack with Vortex. Oh, and they're shielding. Yay. Gotta love that. Pull these guys over here. Everyone get in my circle of death. Circle of death! And if these guys were, you know, doing damage, a lot of damage to me, like if I weren't already dodging everything, or they had like some big attack that was hard to avoid, I would be using my pull more to just to interrupt it. Terrible. Can never find good weapons in Act 1. It's basically impossible. Gotta wait till Act 2 to find any decent weapons for the most part. Just gonna check over here real quick to make sure there's not another remain. And there's not.
Don't have enough spirit.
You'll see there, like, he does that big swing and I just pull him and it interrupts it right away. Not that those hurt particularly bad, but it's a nice thing about Cyclone Strike. And personally, I don't really care about all the modifiers you can get with Cyclone Strike, like the ones that give you extra dodge or heal you. They're not bad, you know, it's not like they're ass or anything, but I just want to be able to Cyclone Strike as much as I can, because really the most important thing about it is that interrupt and the ability to do it whenever you need it. And making it cost only 30 spirit with Eye of the Storm is by far the best thing. I'm going to save this Fortune Shrine for the Jailer. And there's our rare pack. So you cannot pull rares with Cyclone Strike. That is a thing. And of course they're invulnerable minion. That's so convenient. But that's not so bad because his minions are going to attack me, and I'm going to dodge everything, and it's going to backlash the crap out of the main guy, and he's going to die. So if I get frozen, I'm just going to use Serenity. There we go. And I'm out. I'm invincible. And you're dead. Those are almost not terrible. Almost. So I have my 5 stacks already because I let them resurrect or summon or whatever the 2 single packs in the first part of this run. It's an easy way to get 5 stacks before you get to the Jailer. Great way to farm. And there's our 6th prisoner. Let's go kill the Jailer.
My servants are now free, but the curse over this place remains. The dungeon center. And
Well, the Warden, excuse me. Oh, Treasure Goblin. Just root is the name of the game. You'll see I don't even have any spirit, but I only have to hit him twice, and I just get it back, and I can root again. And that is why you always want Quicksilver. Quicksilver. That is the name of the game. Man, all these items are almost not terrible. Almost. That one was just flat out terrible. Okay, gonna get our fortune shrine.
Am I alone here? Must I do this myself? So please.
And if you have the spirit to activate Sweeping Wind early, go ahead and do it. On little extra mobs. So he's unique, so I cannot pull him, so I'm just gonna spam, not spam, but I'm gonna hit my evasion every time it's up to just keep it at 65% dodge chance. Get my maximum backlash attacks in there, and there is the Warden. The jailer, as I was calling him a minute ago. Don't know why. Almost not terrible is the name of the game. Or just plain terrible. Get a drink of my Starbucks energy drink thing. Because it's delicious. Gotta love that Backlash and Sweeping Wind combination. So much fun. Okay. And since I already have 5 stacks, I really have no reason to do a full clear on this place, so if I find the exit, I'm going to take it. There is a pack in here, though. Let's pull everyone in for the party in my circle of death. Everyone come in. It's a good time. Everybody has fun. Everybody wins. Mostly I just win. None of these other guys win. And if I didn't mention it already, this guy is a rare, so I cannot pull him. See, it doesn't do anything. Oh, you can dashing strike out of jail. If you could put in those jailers, you can actually dashing strike right out of them. That's another. And there it is. Another reason dashing strike is awesome. Just so much mobility, even when you're technically not supposed to be able to move. You can still move with dashing strike, which is fantastic. You'll see there, like with the crit chance, I got basically an instant 3 stacks of Sweeping Wind as soon as I activated it. One more nice thing about having crit chance. Dashing Strike also counts as a regular attack, so it will re-up your Sweeping Wind. You'll see there I Dashing Strike, and you'll see my Sweeping Wind re-ups. So it does count as an attack to keep Sweeping Wind going.
I don't have enough spirit. Your flaws are revealed.
And hopefully this is the exit soon. Oh, nope, it's a corner. Who knows where we're going? Come on, Butcher, where are you? I know you want to play.
Not my spirit.
And there's never anything here. If you see this area, it is always a dead end. So turn around and look elsewhere. Oh, burps. Burps are good right now. Alright, let's take a look at the map. I think I'm going to go up. That seems like a good place to go. And hopefully we have a right turn soon that will lead us to the butcher. I guess we'll let him summon another elite. Why not? More drops. Put our sweeping wind up. I'm just going to interrupt these guys. I used my Serenity there because I was getting hit by a couple big attacks there, but I see right there I can interrupt them. So it doesn't really matter that they do those big attacks. I don't really care. And I don't really care about the poison. If you don't have very good poison res, then don't stand on the plague because you'll die. But if you do, then just stand there and pull them around so they can't do their big sword swing and reap the benefits. My poor Templar. Oh, and I need to sell. More terrible items. I do need a new shield. I think I'm going to buy one after I get some more gold.
I've got a right good bunch of things
Did I want to
for
keep
you.
any of these? I don't think that I did. No. And if you don't already know, the blacksmith is a piece of crap, so sell all your stuff to a vendor and get gold for it. And then buy things off the auction house, because it's not worth it. Until you, well, there are some recipes you can get. I've made 1 or 2 good items, but like it costs like 50 or 60,000 minimum. And that's not including all the gold that you lose salvaging things instead of selling them. So you lose a lot of gold for like a pretty crappy chance to make an item. And here we are at the end, finally, to the butcher on this long, long video. Alright, here we go. And basically just put your dodge aura up, put your sweeping wind up, stand still. Every time he attacks you, hit your dodge aura. If you don't dodge it, it probably doesn't really matter because he doesn't hit very hard. I'm just gonna try and dodge this when he charges. Oh, he didn't charge. Damn. Sometimes I just let him charge through me. Again, you do have a 65% chance dodge. He's hit me twice, oddly enough, with that big attack. He normally always whiffs. There we go. That's what normally happens. You just kind of keep your secondary overactivation of your evasion aura up, just, you know, for fun, I guess. Hold down left click and watch him die. So engaging. And there you go, I'll dodge behind it. So now I'm in the fire, I'm just going to activate Serenity, because this fire is going to go away anyway. And I'm going to dash behind him. There you go. That's what I was talking about earlier with dash and strike. And again, the odds are very good that you're going to dodge any attack when you do that overactivation, so not really any reason to move. And that is it for the butcher. Just so everyone knows, always complete the end of the quest because you get an extra 3,000 gold. And I'll just do that while I finish talking. So anyway, this build's pretty fun. It's really fast. If you want to be able to kill things a little bit quicker on your monk, it kills things, I find, very quickly without ever really any fear of dying, which is my #1 thing. I just don't want to die. So maybe you could do it a little bit faster with like overawe, but you know, you could potentially die if you find a nasty pack. But stay tuned. I'm going to make another video which showcases how I play with a group, possibly a full 4-player group. Not really sure. But how I use my new tank spec and how that all works out. It's got some barbarian synergy, so stay tuned for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and happy farming. I'll see you later.